Sara, welcome. The Wall Street Journal suggests it's going to be easier for domestic students to get into college this fall. You agree?
I do. You know, unfortunately, the pandemic of COVID-19 affected admissions offices right at the time that they were going to be releasing regular decisions. So most of those decisions happen in the month of March. So admissions leaders had to make some last-minute decisions on how to make sure that they were still going to be able to bring in their freshman class on target. So in some cases, that meant reducing the number of international students they were bringing into the class or admitting to the class. And instead, it meant more acceptances for domestic students, which is always a good sign. I think we are beginning actually to see an important shift in the college admissions world. We saw a little bit of that happen last year with the college admissions scandal, but this is unprecedented.
Right.
The pressure on admissions offices to bring in a freshman class on target this year are just going to be, beyond anything a dean has ever experienced.
It's interesting to watch the figures go up. So Harvard had a record low acceptance rate of 4.6%. That's bounced up to 4.9%. Dartmouth has gone up about a percentage point to 8.8%. So it might be a little easier to get in this year. But what about financial aid? Because if the reason comes from financial hardship, our university is going to be less able to give you that.
And that is a big part of a family's decision about whether or not they feel comfortable sending their child off to college. So a lot of these families are weighing the fact that they can't visit the campus again. In some cases, the student has never seen campus. They were waiting to see if they got admitted. They're concerned about financial aid and merit scholarships. But this is actually a shift where students have more power in the process this year than ever before. So what I tell my families in Application Nation, if they got a better financial aid package from another institution, especially a competitor, or a better merit scholarship, I encourage them to reach out to their admissions officer and their financial aid office and show the other financial aid offer or merit scholarship. Sometimes that can be the difference. But ultimately, these families are concerned about distance, they're concerned about cost, and those college admissions offices are just as concerned. They know that not having on-campus programming in the month of April for their admitted students is going to really affect their yield rate, which is the percentage of students that enroll after being admitted.
Right.
Admissions deans know that the best way to get a student to enroll and send in their enrollment deposit is to get them back on campus. And without that happening, these admissions offices are really scrambling.
I remember a few years ago, Virginia Tech accidentally had a huge freshman class, and I wonder if we're potentially going to see that all over the place. Either colleges have too large of a class or too small of a class. It's going to be a mess. Let me ask you a big picture question, because I know you've thought so much about this throughout your career. Now that students realize they can just take classes online, now we all know the social aspect of college is not the same when you're home with your parents. But is this really a moment of accelerating change where all of a sudden you have students going, why would I pay all this money to go on campus when I can just do this different online type of model?
Yeah, but it's interesting because the elite colleges and universities out there have really looked down upon that virtual learning experience. But now they have no choice. It's unclear about how long this is going to go on. But families are looking at that ticket price of, Duke University, $81,000 a year. And for a family who's never seen campus, it's a huge commitment. It's like buying a $300,000 house without ever walking through it. I was just talking to a family last night in my Application Nation group. The family lives in California. The student got admitted to Duke. They hadn't visited. They were waiting to see if the student got in. But at this point, how do you commit to a school that you haven't seen and you're not sure about how long distance learning or virtual learning is going to go on? But these colleges, especially the highly selective, the elite ones, have not invested in that virtual learning model. They have a lot to learn over the next couple of weeks, couple of months, and years. Everything has changed. The student college experience will never be the same again.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like that. $81,000 a year. I mean, it's unsustainable. Well, that's what we said, $20,000, $50,000 ago. Sara, thanks again.